but COVID's coming.
Leave that on the stream.
What's going on, people, and welcome back to Total Oz Spurs. I'm joined today by Brad and Nene. How are you, boys?
Good, brother. Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Besides the fact I'm asking questions, I'm drinking.
Oh, beautiful.
Drink this,
Um,
Duke.
Great start.
Great start to the recording, boys. We won't go over the Newcastle game. I think I did a review of myself.
Game or
Shout out to
debacle?
everyone that watched that. It was a good
My
show.
my. Let's go over mine, but no comment. That's what mine is because the team was awful. Don't even want to talk about them.
It was a pretty fucking shit go.
Mm.
But tomorrow morning, Australian Standard Time, it's going to be at 6 a.m. for us. So Wednesday night, we play Wednesday because you play Thursday because you're fucking shite, as they say. Sporting Lisbon boys at home. How are you feeling about it?
Oh.
The response says everything.
Yeah, legit, right? The way we've been playing and the way they towed us up at their home ground.
It's poor.
It's
gonna be hard.
You can't even say it was close against Sporting in the first leg, right? We got demolished all over the park.
I think we held off for like 75 minutes, and then just the midfield just got overrun towards the end. And I'm going to give a big shout out to Marcus Edwards, Tottenham Academy player. Obviously, Poch said he had an ego, so he sent him out on loan and then eventually sold him. But he showed his class and agility and his dribbling ability, and could have snagged a goal against us. And I'm sure he's going to show up, especially coming back home to England. He's going to see a bit of his family, and then play on the new Tottenham Stadium. I'm sure he's going to be raring to try and prove a point. But you're right, boys. Like, they ran over us last game. I know it was away. I know we're at home. We had a good record before the weekend. And now it's a must win for me.
Fucking oath it is.
On my opinion, I'm going to say it's controversial, but I don't really give a fuck about the Champions League right now. It's the way the club's going at the moment, and the different views on how Conte is going to go. And like I alluded to the review, I don't want to see Conte as a manager if he's not going to back us as a club, if he's not going to stay around. So for me, it doesn't matter if we get through it or not, if we drop to the Europa League or even if we drop out. I think the league is the best spot for us. But what do you guys think?
Oh, look, I'd like to compete for Champions League. I'd like to compete for everything, but we haven't got the team for it. Like, it's coming to show now. We're trying to do all this stuff, and we just haven't got the players for it. We're just basic football players. Basic, like once one team pushes us and continues to push, we've got nothing. We sit behind the ball and that's it. It's game over. Everyone goes, oh, Son and Kane need to score. They can't. If the ball's not getting up there, when it does, they've got to get shots off whenever they can. And you know what I mean? It's just we need to win, but I'd like to compete for everything, but it's not going to happen. Like Conte said, it's going to take more transfer windows to get the team where it needs to be before we go compete for trophies.
Two things just on Conte and the team. Like, we don't have players, and this is going to sound like I'm dissing Conte, so I don't give a shit, but we don't have the players to play the formation, and he doesn't have the tactical ability to swap to play how our players need to play, right? Yeah. He's just forcing this 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 on us and being like, I don't give a fuck, you guys are playing it, even though our team doesn't look like we can play it. He's like, nah, no matter what, I'm not changing. Those are my two formations, that's it, I'm not doing anything else. Which sucks. Which also leads into, I agree with both you. Like, I would like to compete for the Champions League, but also I don't give a fuck about it because we're just going to be, if we get out of groups, we're just going to be there filling out numbers. Do you really see us getting through the round of 16?
No.
Not with the playing now, no way.
The way the teams are being demolished, Juventus didn't even make it out of groups. They're getting dropped to Europa League. Yeah. That's how competitive the league is, the Champions League is. PSG are running right with Messi. Haaland. I know City drew with Dortmund, but they're running away with the Champions League. That demolished their group. I know Real actually lost, which is crazy, but like we can't beat Real. We won't beat City. We won't beat Chelsea. We won't beat PSG. We won't beat Liverpool. We won't beat even Sevilla. Sevilla are actually competing to be. They actually beat. They won 4-3 against Juventus. So like they knocked Juventus out. Sevilla are a good team. They matched us
Yeah.
in preseason. It's no point being in the comp if we're not gonna aim to win it, and we're not gonna win
100%.
it. Not the way the
100%.
teams are playing, and not the way we're
If
playing.
we were to somehow come out and win this now, it'd almost be as big as Leicester's.
Yeah.
No, it'd be,
Like-
it'd be even better than Leicester's. I'm going to say it right now. It's
Purely because the size that we're versing. We have to go against, like, if we make it to so it's 16 quarters. We got to play
Semis.
10 of our best games we're ever gonna have to play in our life. 9 of our best games because the final was only one game to even fucking get a stand a chance. But the way we're playing right now, on our best day, we're not gonna beat the top teams. Even if we played the best football we could fucking play, we're not even gonna stand a chance.
Well, if you average it out to the best game we've played this season, which would probably be Southampton, I wouldn't even call Leicester because they were all over us until we changed it. So Southampton's the
How do you call
only
a
game.
6-2 game like your best game of the season? Like they still scored 2 or not.
I think it was 5, but it doesn't matter. Like Southampton was our best game of the season, 4-1. That for me, that's the only game where I can sit there and go, we absolutely dominated the whole game.
That was the first game of the season too.
Yeah, exactly. So we ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, we looked good. We looked good then,
great.
and then we turned to shit.
Yeah. So you put it Real Madrid. We ain't gonna beat Real Madrid. Proven winners. They won a Champions League last year. Barcelona, they're hitting.
We couldn't even beat Newcastle. So how are we gonna beat fucking Real Madrid?
Yeah, exactly. You got Bayern, fucking Chelsea, Liverpool,
we
City.
We got towed up against Sporting Lisbon away. Imagine if we go to the Bernabeu or we go to fucking Borussia Dortmund or something. Like, we'll get fucking towed up.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
But we need to show up tomorrow. When the boys need to show some heart tomorrow. And
in saying that, we 100% need to win the game. Like, you know what I mean?
We have to win this group. If we don't win this group, it's a failure to me. Like, this group is the easiest group. Like, I don't care about Maccabi Haifa. There's still Juventus. There's still fucking in that group. Is it Barcelona in that group? Or is it Real Madrid in that group? The Maccabi Haifa and Juventus. Because the Maccabi scored 2 goals. I actually haven't seen the groups. But I know that they beat or they.
Yeah, but PSG's in that group as well. PSG, Benfica, Juve, and
you see,
Benfica
beat Juve.
Yeah,
like Juve, it's the first time I think in the last 20 years that Juve has been knocked out of the group stage. They're going to Europa League, and the only way they made it was because of goal difference. They lost 4 games.
Well, they're still. I mean, if they get towed up by whoever they're versing next,
and Leipzig beat Real Madrid. So there's so many teams that we aren't beating. Inter, I can't even see us beating Porto or Bruges. I can't see us beating any of those teams. But
we're not.
Like I said, we have to make it out of the groups. Like, we can't not. That's disgraceful if we don't make it out.
If you put any other top team in our position, they'd be on 4 wins right now.
Yeah, we've had 2 wins out of 5 games.
4 games.
4. We play tomorrow. It's 5th, and then we play away to Marseille.
No, even the Prem but.
Oh yeah.
As well, we've had 2 wins in 5 games. That's without the champs.
Yeah.
Bro, we have to win this Champions League game. We have to. It's going the weekend on a high.
Oh, it's not just the high. It's to try and steady the ship. Just gonna bring in Delane, guys. Just hold on 1 second. And Delane, how are you, bro?
Yeah, good boys. How are we?
Good, brother, good.
We're just going over the possibility of maybe just not caring about the Champions League. We're not going to win it, so what's the point of being it? You know what I mean? How are your thoughts, Steve?
I'm on one of those levels where I'm not confident in this game. Yeah, just from the last 2 performances, man, I've just been really, really disappointed. especially how our captain and just some of the players haven't turned up. I think that Newcastle game we should have turned up on that one, especially at home, and then obviously the United one. It's really disappointing. I'm kind of worried that look, if Sporting come out like they did at home, then we're in trouble. We're really in trouble because
the thing
they showed up.
is I don't think Romero or Højbjerg trained either. So I have heard that Romero might be available.
I think Romero's available.
He is available. I've seen that.
And Højbjerg's been one of my best two players this season. So for me, it's a must-win because we have to put a stamp and show that we're good enough to get out of our group because our group was tagged the weakest. It was the easiest group for us to win.
It looked fucking easy when we first seen it.
Yeah, we've stumbled really badly.
We said 15 points, 18 points. That it shouldn't.
Yeah, we said we weren't dropping points at all.
Yeah.
Maybe Marseille will dropping points. We dropped points, the two teams already?
Well, that's the thing. We play Marseille away. They're going to be hard to beat away.
Especially at their home ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
That's the thing also. Like, we rave about getting top 4, getting the Champions League, but we never fucking do anything with it.
Yeah, I know.
So
we get there and just go barrel done.
That's it. Yeah, in Europe we're just been woeful. We have been ever since that Ajax away. Like it's what's the point? What's the fucking point of coming fourth if we're just gonna do dreadful in groups?
Ever since that Champions League loss, we were on the up, even in Prem coming up from there. Ever since that loss, we haven't been good at all since then. Once Poch left and all that, we have not played.
I'm pretty sure that was a transfer window, so we didn't buy anyone. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we didn't buy nothing. We didn't buy anyone.
Like, how the fuck? Liverpool's kind of going through the same thing now. How do you not refresh? Like, well, theirs is just their midfield, but how do you not refresh their squad?
Well, going on that, like Matip is getting older. Firmino's getting on. Firmino's in his 30s. I know they replaced Mane with fucking Diaz, but I don't care what anybody says. Mo Salah can be the best on his day, but Mane was the ticker in that team.
Yeah, 100%.
He's aging, but look at him at Bayern. I think he's in the top. I think they had a top 10 out of Europe. Obviously, Haaland's at top in terms of goals and assists. Kane's sitting about 8th, but Mane's sitting at 6th at Bayern, and that was without Lewandowski. And Musiala is sitting at 9th, just behind Kane on 11 goal contribution. So, like, for me, it's you're right. We haven't bought right, and Liverpool going for that transition stage. But the thing is about Liverpool is they still have a world-class centre-back in Van Dijk. They have a world-class goalkeeper in Alisson. And then they still have Salah, who's world-class. They have Diaz, who obviously he's injured, but he's a weapon. We were going in for him. Up front, Nunez. I don't rate Nunez. Jota was really good for Wolves. Like, they still have a solid team. They have a team that or that level above what we have in most positions, apart from Kane and Son.
Well, that's the thing right there. Technically, in like a rebuilding kind of like a down year,
they still beat us. They're still going to beat us at Anfield.
Yeah, 100%. But like,
for sure they are.
But like, we're calling this one of our better years, and like, look how shit we're playing. Like, it's absolutely poor. And
like, we're scratching to get results. Yeah, we're like literally scratching.
See, the thing is, you can say that's a sign of a good team because you're grinding out results, even if you're playing bad. But the difference is the teams that we've played. We've only played Arsenal, United, and Chelsea out of the top 6. We were lucky to win to draw against Chelsea. That was obviously a foul against from Romero to Cucurella. That should have been a loss. Arsenal, we got smacked, and City, we got smacked. So we still got. United. So we still got City. We still got Liverpool, which we play in 2 weeks, and we've still got out of the top 6. I think that's the only 2 we got left to play. We're gonna get smashed. Like right now, the way we're playing, we're gonna get hammered. They're gonna exploit. And I saw something today, and it's someone came out and said, if you press Tottenham's back defensive line and goalkeeper, that's it. Game's over. You've won it because we can't pass out from the back.
No, we can't. And it's 2 games in a row where it's happened, and guaranteed it's probably going to happen tomorrow morning as well.
100%.
And Sporting did that against us away. They pressed us hard up top, and then they just transitioned
Yeah.
through midfield. And instead of passing through midfield, they just glided through midfield. They had
Yeah,
their
that
midfielders with
was
technical
walk for
ability
us.
just run through.
Yeah.
And
Another
then,
thing
Edwards made us look stupid.
he did.
he
He
ripped
rings
about
around
4
us.
players, didn't he? And then he
Nah,
shot.
he
Like,
made
he
us
was
look
unlucky.
so stupid.
Yeah, he's lucky he wasn't on target. But I heard something today too, which is funny. I heard there was this guy on TikTok like, "Oh, the Tottenham chant's the best there is." I've not heard one good chant this season, even at home games.
Nah.
The way fans have always been. That's what it is as well. The whole club, I feel, and the fans, the team, they're not in
I
it this
will. I
year.
will say on that though, I give it to the volunteers that spent 300 hours doing the new painting
Oh
of
yeah,
the
the new
seating.
seats. Yeah, they look sick.
Yeah.
With the symbol and THFC. Shout out,
Mm.
that looks amazing. But you're right, Brad. I don't like, maybe the last game we were a bit louder, but that was because we were playing well in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, but all
After
the
that,
fans bitch about it though. Oh, the players are playing shit. How about you get behind your players when they are playing shit? Give them some spirit. Like
well,
we'd
We
be
are
Sporting
singing if
told
we
to
were
get.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sporting are going to come and they're going to bring it because they know
bro.
if they win, they're guaranteed through group.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're guaranteed to go, regardless if they lose the next game. They're guaranteed to get into the next round. So they're going to bring it, and they're not going to be scared. And that's the problem.
And they would have studied our game last week against Newcastle, and they're gone, yep, this is where we're going to get them every
But
time.
the only difference is we are going to be playing a forced to play 3 in midfield, which might nullify their midfield. So that's the only good thing about the fact that we got injuries, is that we may be forced to play 3 in midfield, and it might help us stop their midfield from running the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. We've just got to bring it. We just got to play our best game. Our best game has to be from here on out. And look,
We just got to show up.
We don't make Champions League, whatever. I'd like to.
Well, I
but
want to run a stat by you guys, right? So there's a stat going around that when Kulu has played and started for us out of 6 games, we haven't lost one. And we've scored 2.6 average goals, and we've averaged around 2.3 points. When Kulu hasn't started, so when he's been off the bench or injured, we've only won 50% of games, and we've only scored roughly around one goal a game, and it's only 1.5 points per game. How important is Kulu now to this team?
Well,
and I'm going to say it now, he's more important to our team than Kane and Son
Yeah.
fucking oath he is.
at the
We
moment.
can
And I thought he was our best player before he got injured.
Yeah.
But
He brings
it's
a lot.
like, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does bring a lot. Like, yeah, but
He brings a lot to this team. He just brings that mongrel in him. Like he goes to
brings
players.
that drive.
He brings that drive, and that's what we need. We don't have. Son and Kane have been doing that for a while. Like they don't bring that drive. Where Kulu will come on, go at players, take them on, try to get a foul out of them, but he'll just bring a bit of anger, a bit of passion. Where I think Son and Kane, they've kind of just fallen off a bit, and it's really like sad to see because we know how good they are, we know how good they can be on one point, but they just need to bring a bit more.
Not only that, but like looking towards the future, Kane and Son are both like 29, 30. Kulu's what, 24, 25? He's the future for our club.
Kulu's 21, 22, bro.
He's 21, bro.
What the fuck?
exactly.
Even
Right,
he could play for another fucking 13 years.
Richie,
easy.
and Cess and Spence now are going to be our future players, really, that we need.
He
And
is
Skip.
22 years old. He was
That's
born
fucking crazy. And for
2000.
him to have that sort of impact to a club
That's
like
dominating,
ours,
bro. Wait till he gets mature.
Wait till he gets
Like,
his man strength, then he can hold
what I
him. Like he's
mean.
already holding people off. Like imagine what he can do in a couple years.
25, 26, bro, when he gets prime time in his
Is
career.
gonna be absolutely
nasty.
insane. He's one for our future. Like he's absolutely insane.
We can't let him go. But that's the thing. But it's like we got Kulu. Without Kulu, we've got nothing. And we've all said it. We've said it every time. It's the midfield. We've got okay. Hellberg and Bentancur are ripping, but we've missed Ericsson from day dot since he left.
I'm actually gonna challenge you there. I don't think it's our midfield. I think it's our defense.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is our
Like I
back. It
said,
is.
just let me go there. Like what I think, what's happening
Well, don't
is
do it. Don't go there. I'll fight you.
is teams are realizing that if you put pressure on the defense and the goalkeeper, we can't transition to midfield and push forward. So what they're forcing us to do is just bomb the ball up or lose the ball like fucking Dyer, Davies, Lloris did. Like that pass to fucking Session was disgusting.
Bro, he had 2 on him.
Like when teams press us, we got nothing. So we can't get the ball to defense, which can't transition to midfield, which can't push to attack. I think teams are nullifying us up and in our defensive third to stop us from transitioning. If teams don't do that and they step off, we destroy them. Leicester did it. They pressed a little bit, but we kind of beat the press.
Everton did it too.
Every team knows our system now, but it's fucking readable from day dot. From as soon as that whistle blows, we're readable. It's fucking annoying.
Well, that's kind of what Nene alluded to. Was it yourself where we don't have any plan B, and questions are got to be asked by Conte. It's okay if your formation isn't working, and I personally think that a 4-3-3 is the best formation we could probably go to because we're playing Royal so much. He's a right back. He's not a right wing back. Cesc can play left back. He played left back for Jose. He's better defensively than Perisic. We can trend even Davies. Fucking stick Davies there. Have Lenglet and Romero in the middle. They've both played in the back two. Romero plays for Argentina. Lenglet played for Barca. We can do it. But the fact is, Conte is sticking to his system. So we're going to be playing out from the back.
He wants it to work when it's not working.
Lloris is a shocking ball-playing goalkeeper. He's not a modern goalkeeper.
And that's what he wants in his comp, right? He wants that ball playing keeper. We just don't have it. So why keep sticking to it?
I'm telling you right now, if we had Edison in this team, or Allison in this team, or Ramsdale in this team, we wouldn't have lost against Newcastle.
Not even that. Even that Europa that goalkeeper that fucking was saving all those goals against United, whatever his name was, he was beast, bro.
I don't know who that is.
He's playing for one of the young.
Yeah, Europa League teams.
From the Ammonia team, whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Bro. But he was he was 27, but he's still a machine, bro. He was stopping everything like Lloris did against United.
Any goalkeeper's better than Lloris, to be honest. Like I've given up on. I've given up on. Like
I've got a comment to make, boys.
He's
sorry,
disappointed
D.
me.
Yeah, I got a comment to make on Royale as well, boys. I got a couple of Chelsea mates like AJ and stuff, and even I get messages. Royal is shit. Get rid of him. Like, if everyone can see that he's dog shit, so why is he there?
But the thing is, I like I said in my preview, he wasn't that bad. He was decent against Newcastle. It's the fact he's playing out of position. Shit. He's not a right wing back. And that's you play. It's like putting fucking round shapes in square holes. It's not going to work.
That's like 99% of our team right now.
Like he's just trying to manipulate people into it. For me, Poch did this too. He only had one formation, and that was it. He didn't transition it. We never had a plan B. And I know the thing with Conte is plan B is 3 in the middle and 2 up top. It's still the same formation, just we're swapping people around. But what we've got to realize is if we don't stick with Conte and we go for an attacking minded player, we're going to spend the next 2 years transitioning into that. So because you're going to have to get rid of defenders because you've got too many defenders, and you have to start buying attackers and midfielders. So it's kind of like we'll go to a back four. We can play a back four. If you want, do what Poch did. Have that defensive midfielder drop back into the back three when we're attacking, and then transition into the midfield when we're defending. That way, then you have best of both worlds, and you can start pushing up the pitch and utilizing, Kane, Son. Oh, honestly, right now to win games, we should be playing all four: Kane, Son, Richarlison, and Kulu. Kulu should be playing that cam role. I think he can play it.
Yeah.
You can play it. I think
when we're fully fit, that's what should the team. And you have more as a rotation on the wing. You have Hill in the rotation as a wing. And if you have to, Højbjerg can push into the cam role, and you can play either Skip or Bentancur or Basuma in defensive midfield roles.
Look, I've seen everyone picking on Skip over the last game. I didn't think Skippy played that bad.
I thought he played great.
For his first start, first start come back from injury, I thought he fucking absolutely played amazing. Look, it was good. Actually, it was good to see as well. I'm gonna go back to the game quickly. It was good to see Royal actually crossing the ball in. Well, I think they were his first. It was his first crosses. So look, he did play good. Don't get me wrong, he did. But you can't take one good game from the last 8 games. He's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I'll
He's
bet
gonna
my
be good
house
every
on
game.
the fact that he's starting in the morning. Though.
Bro, we know what the team's gonna be.
Yeah.
Same team as last game. Like,
What do you boys think the team's going to be? Like, let's just put it out there. What do you guys think the team's going to be?
It's gonna be the exact same team as last week.
All right, it's going to be Lauries, Sanchez, Dyer, Davies, Perisic, Royal, Basuma, Bentacore, Skip, and then Son and Kane.
Is Richie back this week or is it next week?
No, next week, I think.
Because it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks he was out for.
I think it's a bit longer.
It might be. Yeah, maybe.
But even so, he's not going to start.
Oh, he didn't train. Him and Kulu
Royal.
didn't train. So
Right. Yeah, no.
So
I think
I
agree
I'm
with
going
Nate.
to put my house on that's the fucking starting team.
Hectic. We'll get in the house tomorrow, boys.
Legitimately. No, you're not, because it's going to fucking come up. Like,
If it's not Sanchez that's starting, it'll either be
Romero.
well, Romero
No,
was said that he
Romero's
was back
injured.
in training.
No, Romero's back in training. There's pretty
Yeah,
confident he's going to play.
apparently, but he'll be benched. Like if I was Conte, I
Bring him
wouldn't
on
risk it.
later.
We've got Bournemouth at the weekend, and we should win that. Like
Nah.
that's with like the biggest hope that we
well,
win
you
that
just fucking
because
jinxed us so hard.
yeah, we're gonna lose fucking 4-0 now.
Yeah, we really
Um,
are.
but like for me, I'll just rest him. And I think my issue is the fact that rotation, the fact that we bought these squad players to rotate. Højbjerg hasn't been rotated enough. Bentacle hasn't been rotated enough. Kane hasn't been rotated enough. Dyer hasn't been rotated enough. Royal hasn't been rotated enough. Son hasn't been rotated enough, even though he got dropped for one game. Hasn't been rotated enough.
The thing is, though,
The only positions that have been played that been has been switched is Perisic. It's the only position that's been actively switched. And
Perisic,
Davies.
Back, yeah.
That's it. Everyone else has started nearly every game, and that's the problem.
There's a thing in that, but you look at our bench. Without Richie and Kulu, who do we have to replace Son and Kane? Hill and Mora. They're not really strikers.
Well, Mora just come back. But what I would have done is if the fact that we're short on the front three. I know at the start of the season we had Kulu, Richarlison, Kane, and Son. As soon as fucking Kulu got injured, we should have transitioned to a front two. That was it.
Yeah.
Keep Richarlison preserved. Dyer can be switched for Longley. Romero can be switched for Sanchez. Royal can be switched for Doherty and Spence, which I think Spence has been hard done by. And we will go on to about Spence being loaned out. Apparently, Conte's come out and said that he wants to loan him out, and he's not good enough to be in the team, which is fucking stupid. We spent 7 months chasing the cunt, and now we're going to loan him out after we bought him. Højbjerg should have been rotated sooner. That's why he's injured. Bentacore should have been rotated sooner. I know we had Skip out, but you can play Bentacore and Basuma. Why buy Basuma if he's not going to fit the role?
Like we even had Saar. Saar could have played too.
I don't know where Saar is.
He was on the bench last week.
Why keep him then? Send him out.
Conte's already said to come out. Said that he's going on loan in January. Him, Spence, and there's someone else going out on loan as well.
But Harvey White. Harvey White's
they're on the bench. They're on the bench. Well, who's been? Donovan's been on the bench every week.
White's been on the bench.
Yeah, White's been on the bench, bro. Just sitting there.
Last game he was on our bench.
But like you were saying about injuries and like lack of rotations, all it takes is for Son or Kane to get injured. Then what?
We're fucked.
We
are not scoring goals. We are, bro.
Legitimately, if Kane gets injured, touch wood. What do we do? Do we literally recall Scarlett from a loan?
But we can't call Parrott because he's done. He's out for the season as well.
Exactly. So what are we gonna do? The fact that he was still playing 3 up front with no fucking reserves besides Mora is absolutely insane.
Look, Mora can play up there, but
100%. But he's our only one.
Yeah, he's definitely our only one.
If Kane gets injured, we are fucked. We have to play Son and Hill up front.
Bro. Fuck. Good thing about Hill, bro, is he'll push a penalty in the box. He'll get one because he'll just fall over all the time.
You look at any Big Six team, and they've got a lot better people on the bench.
Well, the only team I would say that is lacking is Arsenal.
That's
the only team that I think that. Shots fired.
They're a little six. They're at the back of the Big Six.
It's just absolutely insane how we bought all these players. We
We
spent all the money
need
in
a
the ball,
backup
but
striker.
if they're not going to fit our thingy, what's the fucking point of buying everyone then?
We need a
Doesn't make
backup
any
striker,
sense.
but we play 2 strikers.
To be
Yeah.
honest, I
Don't
wouldn't
get
mind
injured.
Hill. I wouldn't mind Hill if he plays up front. At least he will do something. At least he will fucking press.
You know what? I don't mind seeing him get minutes tomorrow. Him and Mora come on. Take Sun. Leave Kane on.
It's
And
just
take him one of the midfielders and let him go. Like honestly, or take Royal off and put fucking Mora back there.
Nah,
actually, I
don't-
would like to see both of them come on at the
Fucking
same
no.
time and just be like around
70th minute.
No,
Half
no,
an
not
hour.
even
Attack it.
60th.
Or
No,
60th
I
minute,
think
half an
60th.
hour.
Bro,
Attack it.
That's half an hour, bro.
33rd. Fucking just bring the cunts on and just have them run.
Why don't you start him?
Fuck
Like,
it.
honestly,
Yeah.
why can't we go? You know what?
Let's try something.
What we do is we go. We'll have an insurance policy of Kane and Son in the 60th minute. We go, fuck it. We're going to start Hill. We're going to start Kane because he has that trend, and play him as the feeder, and have Mora. Mora, the last 2 games he's come on, has looked more active than Son.
Yes.
He's pressed more. He's stole the ball more. He's transitioned faster. He's played 1-2. Son had 4 shots outside the box. No, sorry, 3 shots outside the box and 1 shot in the box that he should have scored and would have scored if he had the confidence. He just fucked it up. Like, apart from that, what did he do last game? Didn't do much. Mora came on. He stole the ball. He ran the ball. He 1-2'd. He put balls in the box. I would say, you know what? Fuck it. If you're going to go for a 4-2-3, 5-2-3, you know, I would start Spence. I would start fucking
100%. I'd mix the whole team up and I'll go.
Sanchez.
Fuck it. Let's go all out.
Fucking
Let's
like,
just
fuck
try it.
Dyer deserves to be dropped because like I said in the review, he's
Davies,
dropped off the last
Langley,
couple of games.
Davies, Langley, and Sanchez should start.
Fuck it. Romero's not fully fit. You play Perisic. You play fucking Skip and Basuma in the middle to the whole of the defense. And then you just play Mora, Hill, and Kane and just go Hill and Mora. You just run inverted runs into the box, and Kane just fucking feeds it.
Yeah, you got
We even
the
have-
defense.
We can even put Tanganga on instead of Dyer.
He's injured still, isn't he?
No, he was on the
he's
bench
better as
against,
a right
against
sided.
That's right.
Newcastle.
He must be back now then. I know he
Like,
was injured, but I didn't know how long for.
He's back. And like another thing is, when's Foster gonna run?
Who
World Cup.
knows, man?
After
Who
the-
I
knows?
know
I reckon.
100% he's not gonna play this game because it's a must win. But against Bournemouth, I would like to see Foster get a run out.
I don't know why he hasn't been rotated though. Why hasn't he?
Lloris has just been shocking. Like, I don't want to get onto him because I could just curse that guy because he's just done for these last games, man.
He's old. He's done.
His balls outside of the box or out of his goalkeeper area, they've been shocking. And I've actually read something. I think it was someone put out an article saying we are not going to win anything if Hugo Lloris is in this team.
Yeah, 100%.
And I know that's pretty sad to say because he is our captain. He's been so loyal to us, but he's kind of is right. Like, Lloris is kind of like just fallen off now. He's literally just fallen off.
Oh, I think.
Oh,
You
you
go,
go.
bro.
No.
I'll let you go.
Mine's going off. Sorry, mine's going off Lloris here. So you can go first. Mine's going on to a couple of our loan players that we loaned out that we probably shouldn't have loaned out now.
Okay, with the race, like I said, for a shot stopper, he's top 3 in the league, top 5 to 6 in the world. That's just what I think. But in terms of modern goalkeepers, the way that most managers want to play now, especially Conte, he's nowhere near good enough. He's never been good with the ball at the feet. And even then, when he puts the ball long, he's fucking shit. He's a good shot stopper. He's the guy you want in goal, saving penalties if you're going to be dominated on the ball. But we're trying to strive to be like Champions League contenders and fucking title contenders. So a goalkeeper that only stops shots, we don't want to be conceding those shots. We want to be pushing on the other. We want to be the team that concedes less shots, has a better defense, and is putting pressure on the other team. So for me, we need a ball playing goalkeeper. And I'll say it: Ramsdale's better, Edison's better, Allison's better, Pickford's better, even fucking Henderson's better.
Look at Allison,
playing
bro.
the ball
He's how many times does the season does he assist kicking from the goal to Mo Salah? Mo Salah scores.
No,
Like, debut on him, bro.
What
He finds him.
about even Schmeichel last year? Like Schmeichel, a couple of goals to Vardy for Leicester. Like Schmeichel went for £1 million. Like he's top level. He was top 5 last year. Like the last 4 or 5 years, he's been top 5.
We
should have Henderson.
Anybody else got anything to say on the race before we fucking move on?
Yeah, I I don't know if it's just me, but he looks uncomfortable.
Mm.
And you can see the way he plays out at the back. He's just
Yeah.
he knows he's not that type of player, and he's old dog new tricks. Won't
Yep.
won't ever happen. We've been saying the same shit the whole time he's been here. The whole thing under Poch. He just looks very uncomfortable with the ball with his feet. So why
He
the
always
fuck are we still
was.
trying to play like that?
Yeah,
Man.
100%.
It's insane. And just moving off him a little bit, just the way we played against Man U and Newcastle was absolutely dreadful, right? First 30 minutes against Newcastle was half decent.
Mm.
When's Conte going to be like, fuck everybody in his team? I'm just going to replace every single one of yous, and then there you go, there's your team. Like,
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
we
He won't
really
be.
be upset at seeing fucking Hill, Mora, Sa, Skip,
I mean,
fucking
there would be
Tanganga at the back? Like,
there would be massive backlash, but I think Conte's alluded into many interviews that he thinks the teams are good enough. And there was a little snippet that I saw before, and I'll read it out. So it's from Poch when Poch was here, and he said, "If you want to have a lovely house, maybe you need better furniture." And then Mourinho has also said, "We have problems in the team that I cannot resolve by myself as a coach." And then Conte himself has said, "We are not a team with squad depth to face competition like Premier League and the Champions League." So for me, the last three major managers that we have, I'm not going to class Nuno because Nuno was just a fucking, I don't know what that was. That was just a
He was
panel.
just the interim coach.
All those statements to me say that they're saying they need the players to implement their ideas and
Spend money.
and it ultimately comes down to Levy, right?
Mm.
At the end of the day, January is going to determine whether Conte stays and whether our season just implodes and he leaves. And I'm going to say it now: if he leaves on the way that I think he's going to leave, if he does decide to go, which is fuck this, isn't you're not giving me what I want, see you later. We will not sign another top manager for the next 10 to 15 years or as long as Levy's here.
We'll be stuck with Ryan Mason.
Because you've had Mourinho and Conte, and as someone has said, they've won 36 trophies between them two.
Mm.
You have two of the most, well, if you add them together, that's one of the most successful periods of time in the last 20, 25 years of managers. And they're both going to leave, or one gets fired 6 or 5 days before a fucking cup final, which we would have won if he was there. I guarantee we would have won. And then Conte, who's won leagues everywhere he goes. And the thing is, they've both won everywhere they go, apart from Tottenham. What that's going to do is that's going to put a mark on it on the club and say, well, that team won't win anything because the CEO and the chairman fuck you over, and no top manager is going to come to us, and we're going to be stuck with people like fucking Nuno, like fucking AVB, like fucking Harry Redknapp, which was a good manager, but the managers that are nearly their managers, they're not going to get us to where we want to be.
Even Poch, when he came to us, he was doing good for Southampton. Wasn't a big manager. You'd almost argue he still isn't.
Yeah. Well, he's won with PSG, but anybody can win with PSG. I could fucking win with PSG.
Yeah.
All I got to do is go, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, you guys win the team. The other ones just fucking defend.
Just give them the ball, boys.
Exactly.
Just give them the ball. They'll fucking do it for you.
No, I think you're right, bro.
The fact that, it's the same problems that we've had fucking 5 years. Like, unless Levy says, okay, Conte keys to the house sort of moment, it's going to be the same thing for the next 5 years.
Yeah. And you got, I think it was a few years back, I think when he took over Chelsea, and Chelsea were at the bottom of the table. He brought them all the way up. They didn't lose one game, and they fucking won the Premier League.
Well, that's when they got smacked. They got smacked 3-0 by Arsenal when Conte went, nah, fuck this. I'm playing who I want to play. And that's where questions look, I don't want Conte out. I think Conte is a manager that we need. We need the elite managers with the mindset to win.
We need to trust them.
The fact is that I think Levy let him down in summer, and he's just dealing with what he's got. But I also think that he's being naive in thinking that the team that he has is going to play the system he wants. We were okay when we were undefeated in 9 games until we played Arsenal, but now it's like Conte. Maybe you need to rethink your system until January comes and you get the players that you want, because we've got 4 more games or 3 more games until the World Cup. That's Prem. Sorry, we've got two Champions League games, obviously tomorrow and next week, and then we've got a Nottingham Forest Cup game. So it's about 6 games until the World Cup, and then we've got about 3 before January. So I think we're playing. I can't remember what team we're playing straight away. I think it might be Crystal Palace straight after the World Cup.
I think it is too. To be fair,
But
yeah, it is.
we've got
It's Brentford, I
about
think.
9 to 10 games before January transfer comes, and for me, it's do we stick with this system or do we just fucking change it? Because every team knows how we're going to play now. Every team knows how Conte plays. It's just we don't have the players to outplay the tactic against us. You get what I mean? Like teams are going to come and they know how Conte is going to play, so they implement a system to stop him. And we're like, we don't have the players to actually outplay those teams. We have quality up front, and that's it.
What were you going to say earlier, Brad, about our loan players?
No, what's it look like? You're saying right. I'm looking at the team. We've got like Lacelso probably could have maybe would have been good to have him back here now. In Dombele, if he was on
Don't
strong,
mention that name. Fuck that cunt. No.
Don't mention.
No.
Even though he's doing
Celso-
so well in Napoli.
Celso,
was
fair
a lazy
enough.
cunt.
No. He's not doing well for Napoli. Have you not heard?
Apparently he's doing
Bro,
well.
he's
No, they're not
Apparently he's
doing
doing
well.
well.
They're
bro,
not
he's
doing
ratchet
well.
there.
They've come out and said that he's not fit enough. What's the thing?
Okay.
He's not fit enough. He's a lazy fuck.
Look,
Yeah.
even having
Celso,
right,
I agree, and Dombele, nah, he can.
Yeah.
he
even
can rot on the
Lacelso,
bench
bro,
for
and
life, yeah.
even Reggie, having Reggie back in that left wing back role. Reguilon, he's still on loan. He's still on loan.
He hasn't played
For
a
us.
game for Atletico.
Nah,
You know
I would've-
Reggie
he-
got. Do you know the Reggie stat? Look, from last year, the most
No.
successful crosses from left back all season was Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You could have Perisic on the left or Cesc on the left and put Cesc on the right, put Reggie in the left, and it would have been a different team. But Lacelso in the middle, we would have had that glimpse of Ericsson feeding the boys. Lacelso was good on the ball.
Well, I just don't
you know
think the
what I mean?
system he played. He always played that centre defensive role. I think he
Yeah.
would be good in the midfield 3, playing the
Him,
Højbjerg role.
Basuma, and fuck it, Skip or Holberg there, bro, or Bentancur, bro, would be nasty. Look, that's what I just feel. Looking at that now, I'd go, look, let's call Lacelso back early. Okay, come back.
It's not going to happen. He's going to get
It
sold.
won't.
Conte
I
doesn't
think
want him.
Conte doesn't want him. Conte wants.
He's just another healer, I think. He's just
Yeah, but
he just plays
looking
like-
at
No,
our
but
forwards,
I just
bro.
think he's good enough. I just don't think he was implemented in the way that he should have been, and that's why he was playing so good for Villarreal last year, and he won the fucking Europa League with him.
Yeah, like we've got 3 forwards. That's all we have. 3 forwards, the rest of midfielders and defensive. We've got 3 forwards, and we're playing 2.
Well, we've got 4.
And one's
We've got
injured.
4. 5
They
you
class-
can't Hill.
They class Kulu and Hill as midfield.
Well, no, Kulu plays on the wing, but
Yeah.
we'll we'll start wrapping it up soon, guys. But I want to hear predictions and how you think we're going to go tomorrow. So I'll start with you, Delane. What do you reckon?
I'm not confident. I think as much as I want to be, but these last 2 games have let me down. And what Sporting did to us the last Champions League game, I think they're going to bring the same thing. So I might go 1-1, but I'm hoping we get at least a sneaky goal like towards the end of the game. But I think I might go 1-1, but yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm not confident.
Yeah, look, I agree with you there. I'd like to. See, it's hard to pick it because we can come out fucking firing and then we just turn to absolute shit, and it's just worrying who we have in goal as well. So look, I'd like to say we're gonna play our hearts out tomorrow. Conte got through him this week and we win 2-1, but that's pushing it, I feel. But
Yeah.
we're at home, our fortress, they say. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the same, right? It's going to be a close game, but I'm going a bit more high scoring because I don't trust our defense. So I think it's going to be 3-2.
I was actually just about to say that. To be
Yeah,
honest.
get fucked.
You
idiot.
always copy him, bro. You always go last.
I'll change it. I'll say 3-1.
We'll be right together, Jay. We'll be right together.
Yeah, fucking no. No,
I just don't.
Sorry,
Sorry, I
put your
just
house on it.
fucking idiot. I just don't see them not they're gonna score goals, right? They're definitely
your
scoring
dog.
goals.
Yeah, they
And
are.
I
But
just
yeah,
hope we can outplay them. But I have
They
a
should have-
feeling like we're going to be 2-0 down, and then we'll get up to 3-2.
yeah, Hill, Mora, and that will come on.
No, I honestly feel like I'm a bit blurry. What the fuck's going on here?
Oh, the fucking ugly head.
I ugly as fuck. I honestly think that you're right. I think that it's going to be a high scoring game. I don't trust our defense, and at the moment, Lloris is looking like I know he had a really great game against United, but there was a thing where people would say that if Lloris isn't playing well, then our defense doesn't play well, and they get shaky. And it's true. Every time Lloris looks bad, our defense looks bad. Dyer has been shocking the last couple of games, and if
He's
he
tired,
starts, he is tired, but it's also he seems not confident playing out the back. And for me, I think that we're going to go the same formation. I think we're going to go exactly the same team as we did against Newcastle, and we're going to get exactly the same performance. But I do think with Kane and Son up top, we're going to pull off something. So I'm gonna go 3-2 as well. I'm going to stick to it. I don't give a shit what any of you fuckers say. But I wouldn't be surprised if we lost 2-1.
Yeah, I was about to say exactly the same thing.
I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
was going to be the exact same. Because
but
we're talking about how shambolic our defense is at the moment, right? But then our attack's not firing either. So it's not like I don't know where the 3 goals are coming from. I'm just hoping we score 3.
Yeah, well, you never know. Son might just rock up one day and go, fuck it, I'm going to bang some goals. And
Not if he's not off the bench.
that is true. But anyone else got anything to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I got something to say actually.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No.
Here we go.
He's confident.
I'm going to bed, boys. See you later.
Yeah, all right, boys. You can finish. You can finish.
Yeah, I'll finish it. I'll wrap it all up. Nah. Just for what I've seen for all these fans, Tottenham fans, saying, "Oh, they don't trust Conte. Oh, he's not playing the system that we like, and all that bullshit." If you don't trust Conte, then fuck off. Seriously, you have to trust him. He hasn't look. He's come out and said it takes 2 or 3 transfer windows to get to what we need to be, and it probably would. I'm not gonna lie, it probably would.
I'm going to challenge you, bro. Why trust a manager that can't guarantee that he's going to be here at the end of the year? Why give him 150 mil, 200 mil in January if he decides to
Yeah, no.
Look, I agree with you. We have to trust Conte. I feel like he's a serial winner, but for me, he has to come out. He's played blasé, right? He's gone. Oh well, we'll see how we go. If the board match my ambition, then I'll stay. No, just say to us, if they give me the money, I'll stay for 2 years. That way, then the board know if we give him the money, we got Conte. If we don't, then he's going to fuck off. For me, I get what you mean. I do want to trust him, and I do want to back him. And you're right, fans shouldn't get on Conte at the moment. I know the formation isn't what we want to play, but he's a serial winner. But when do we start going? We back the manager. When's the manager going to back us? When is he going to sit there and go, "I want to stay here and I want to win things"?
I agree with you. I'm not gonna.
Right now, I think just between the manager and the board, they're just both playing chicken, right? They're just putting it on each other. Conte is saying, "Oh, I'm not going to stay if they're not going to back me," and then the board's just going, "We're not going to back you if you're not going to stay." So it's just a lose-lose for the club, pretty much.
The club's stupid if they don't lose that game. If they don't go, you know what, Conte will give you whatever you want as long as you stay. We're stupid.
Yeah.
He's
if the board do not trust Conte and don't give him what I want, we're going to be...
Get rid of him now. Get rid of him now. If they're not going to give him what he wants in January, just fuck him off.
Get rid of him now, and then what's going to happen? We're going to go back down to square one, and we're going to have to work our way back up.
Yeah, well, it's like with Poch, though. Like I said, those quotes that I said about Mourinho and Poch and Conte, they all allude to the one thing of that they weren't backed properly in the way they wanted to. And we all know Poch wasn't backed. He spent 2 seasons getting 2 transfers, getting 1 player. They fucked him up.
18 months with no transfers.
Yeah.
And I will say something now. If Conte leaves, I'll say now, you probably have to say goodbye to Son and Kane. They'll go.
Oh, well, they're in their 30s. They'll go.
And
they'll go.
Rightly so. Yeah. If we can't back one of the best managers,
why are we going to hold them back for?
100%. Go win your trophies, boys.
Yeah, I don't blame them if they leave either because they deserve to win trophies, those two, because they're proven themselves in the Premier League, and they've proven they're world-class players and they deserve trophies. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do leave and Conte doesn't sign. And,
Oh, they'll be
you know,
gone. They'll all be gone by the end of the season.
and then we'll have to start again.
Well, I
So
think we
that's
just
what
got to
I would
wait
say.
till January, boys. I think that the big question isn't about what we do now; it's what we do in January. And if January is successful, then we can be hopeful. If it's not, then we can all sit there
Well, I
and go,
think-
"Where the fuck do we go from here?"
I think they did say during the World Cup that's when they're gonna talk with Conte about his contract. I think while everyone's away, they're gonna have time to go through it. And if they get this fucking stadium sold, get the name on the stadium.
No point getting it sold if you're not going to give money to
No,
Conte.
get it to Google.
Well,
Exactly.
250 mil Conte. Let's go.
Nah, did you hear how they want to do it?
What?
They want to do it
Installments.
for like 20 odd years and only put in 25 mil a year.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
surprise
fuck
me.
that.
They
That
don't
doesn't
want to
surprise
pay
me.
the whole thing up front. So,
Yeah, no,
it's
fuck
another
that.
so it's not
Levy-
even gonna. The 25 mil a
Levy
year is not gonna make a difference.
Yeah, that's true. It
It's
won't.
Yeah, well,
And-
Not even.
but the thing is,
our
our revenues are already paying off. So the fact that they want to do installments is crazy because unless Google want to do it,
it's Google that want to do it. It's not us.
well, I understand it. They don't want to bosh out fucking $1 billion in one
Yeah,
hit.
100%.
But that 25 mil isn't gonna help the transfers. It's
for
not
sure.
going to do much.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just one more thing. If we do happen to lose in the morning, do we want to go to Europa League or do we just want to bottom out the group?
I'm going to say it. Bottom out the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus on.
The only problem I have with bottoming out the group is just how disgusting it's going to make us look.
If you could tell me now, you come last in the group, but you get Champions League football next year, you buy in January, and you win a cup, I'd snap your hand off. I think bottoming out of the Champions League is going to be because Conte's come out and said already that we can't compete on all fronts. Okay, we'll focus on the one front that we know that we can get top four. It's Prem. Focus on the Prem. Try and get a little lucky win in the cup. Keep Kane and Son and invest. If you don't think you can win the Champions League, there's no point putting all the eggs in the Champions League basket.
100%, I agree.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with that is next year I don't want to be filling numbers in the Champions League again.
You
Because
know,
if-
we're winning
That's
fucking
the
contenders.
only. That's the
Because
only
if we
point
get
that I
we
want.
can get top four all we want, but if we're just gonna fucking drop to Europa or scrape through the group over a fucking weak group, if we get fucking someone big like PSG or something next year, it's just gonna be exactly the same fucking thing.
No, you're right. It's a 50-50. It depends on the ambition and what the club want to do. If Conte goes to him and says, we want to bottle out the Champions League, but I want backing in January, I'm going to go for a cup and we're going to make top four, and it happens, then I'm fine with it. If we bottom out, we don't win a trophy, he doesn't get back, then we lose Conte and Kane and Son, then what was the point in even pushing last year for top four and getting it?
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
I
For
think
sure.
the next few months is going to be a massive indication of where we're going to go as a club.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
But on that note, guys, we're going to wrap it up. A few of us have got early starts, and I can hear a baby in the background. So Brad's got to go attending to being a father. But appreciate you boys coming on.
She needs some milk.
Everyone that's been watching on the playback, I uploaded it on YouTube. Make sure you're smashing a like and hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Helps us out. Helps us make more content for you guys. Make sure you're going onto our Facebook and our Twitch as well at Total Oz Spurs for both. We've got a group going on there on Facebook and it's growing. Make sure you hit the notification button so we can you can know when we're putting out content. I don't know, guys. I'm going to say see you later. Thank you, boys, for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
My Walker's king. And as we always say here at Total Oz Spurs, stay Spursy.
Stay Spursy.
Stay Spursy,
Stay
boys.
Spursy, boys.